when there's an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease, there is a story of neglect, there's a story of an error chain in which it's not one thing that's gone wrong, it's a whole series of things that have gone wrong. Pretty well all the outbreaks in Australia and overseas have occurred in autumn. The theory that I've advanced on this and written in papers, it seems to hold up, is that autumn is a particular time after summer. Of course, there's been the operation of the system on the hot days of summer, the warm days of summer, but operating pretty well full time. And then we strike autumn when systems can operate intermittently. You can have a Mediterranean sort of climate that might be good one day, it might not be good another day. There's a seasonal change which sees the operation of systems starting and stopping one way or the other. There might be several cooling towers, okay, you get by with one instead of 2 or 3 or 4. That's the issue. So now what we have potentially with such a system is stagnant water. And Legionella loves stagnant water. It gets enough oxygen in the stagnant water, it gets the water which it needs, it gets the food source that's there, plus it gets depletion of the chemical environment that might be there to try and control it. The type of cooling water system has been overwhelmingly a small one. That is to say, one that might be up to, say, 500 kilowatts heat rejection capacity. Why small cooling water systems? Well, they just don't have as much water in them to ensure that there is a stable chemical environment as do large systems. Large industrial systems have a very large quantity of water, which makes for stable control. So any chemicals in the system tend to stay there. There is what we call a holding time or holding time index, which might be several days with a large system. So you can then be sure that the chemicals that are in the system are there for a long period of time. With small systems, those same chemicals can be evaporated out of the system or can be discharged in other ways within a very, very tight time frame, maybe 20 minutes or so, and you've lost all the water. You don't actually lose it, it's been replaced with mains water. But that also means the chemical environment is nothing like what it should be to be hostile to Legionella. So the small systems inherently have a very small volume of water, and add autumn to the mix, and we've got the potential to be more concerned than at other times of the year. The trend overseas in terms of providing risk management plans is to provide what they call a water management plan. This looks at all the water entering a site and where it is used. It's especially relevant to hospitals where the water might be used in drinking water fountains, nebulizers, humidifiers, showering, of course, basins, quite apart from cooling towers. And most hospital outbreaks overseas, they're due to these other systems and the vulnerable people, that aspect. In other words, what we call host susceptibility is especially a factor with a hospital. These systems need to be managed. They include spa pools, decorative fountains, car washer plant. There's a lot of other facilities that inherently could cause problems. They present as a hazard, they need to be managed. So a risk management plan should include these other systems, and that is a trend that's happening overseas with so-called water management plans. In this country, I think we will see this as what I call a sleeper, that these systems in the future will dominate, because we've probably gone almost as far as we can with cooling towers, with what the industry will accept in terms of manufacturing details, with the water treatment that's understood. All of this applies to cooling towers, and it's pretty good news. However, on the potable water side, where so many outbreaks overseas have occurred, and a couple in Australia, we need to be a bit more sure, and I think risk management plans should include those water systems as well.